Hey friends. I I mentioned a few weeks ago that I had learned something about creating space in my life by saying no to some of the things that we're trying to enter but that really aren't right for right now, at least. And one of the experiences I had was that by saying no to something or a couple of things, kind of in quick succession, all of which to some degree were tugging at me. They were like, you could say yes. I would give you something to do. Look at me. And I was tempted by that siren song, but I ultimately came to my senses and was like, no, that's not. There are good things about that, but the core of what I'm about right now, that's not what this is. That's not what I'm about. And instantly, I mean, like within a day or two of doing that, of making definitive decisions about a handful of things, a whole other kind of opportunity arose. And it created a space where I suddenly was able to really see very clearly making those choices, making those kind of psychic, drawing a psychic boundary, which is really kind of a overblown way to say making a decision to just no longer think about something. It's gone now. We've cut it off and moved it outside of our awareness because we're not going down that path. Doing that actually really does create space. There is space then for something else to come in. And today I had a conversation with someone who was basically when I spoke a couple weeks ago about saying no to some things and then a new and sort of different kind of opportunity showing up. Today I spoke to someone this is a follow-up to that opportunity emerging, and it was like hand in glove, total resonance with the way of thinking, with the just the worldview, the whole shape of it. I don't want to give you too many specifics, but it was a leadership program that's essentially built as a kind of pilgrimage, a kind of journey of self-reflection and self-development that spoke to me on a number of levels, or at least it resonates with exactly how I think about my own work and my own sort of focus in life. And for whatever reason, at the end of the call, I was like, I don't know if this is a yes. This might be a no too. And I couldn't really explain that. I couldn't really explain why I felt like this like literally perfect resonance conversation evoked that response? One explanation, one possible explanation could be resistance, right? I'm feeling resistance, which is generally something, if you don't already know this, that we just need to push through. We don't want to let resistance stop us. Resistance is often, the way I define resistance is that it's a kind of blocking or aversion to what is trying to either enter into us or emerge through us because of an attachment to something that we're not yet ready to let go of. And it can be something as simple as our comfort, our laziness, our ability to not do anything, to not have to do anything. It can be, it doesn't have to be like some deep dark secret. It can just be I'm attached to the way that I don't have to really do anything right now, and so I don't want to step up and muster the energy to do to really do something more meaningful. That's resistance. We don't want that. That's one possible explanation for what I felt, but it doesn't really jibe with what I actually felt. It doesn't, on some level, this was like, oh, this would be such a slam dunk. This would be so, like, I could ace this course. And maybe there's something in that too. But I was both surprised by how comfortable I felt talking to the person who was in the kind of discovery call with me. And then also slightly surprised by the fact that that even with how much I resonated with everything we discussed, that didn't immediately translate into I've got to dive into this, a feeling of like, yes, this is it. This is the way. So I'm working that out. I think I'm saying it because I'm sort of like putting a mile marker with where I am right now. I want to recall that this was my initial, because I dove off that call into a couple of lessons and immediately kind of went to work, and I'm only now getting a moment to reflect on it, and that's why I'm trying to kind of create a demarcation for where I am at this moment, and I'm going to let this percolate a little bit. We'll see how we go. But if I say no to this, I also know I'm creating space. If I say yes to it, I'm launching a journey. It's going to take me somewhere. I'll be there. But saying no isn't simply not going on the journey. It's leaving room for the right journey to come through. So that's where I am today. Not very conclusive, but definitely an interesting experience. Not necessarily what I would have expected. And if once I made a decision, I'll give you more details on this. But thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.